Hello, welcome once again. Do not expect this level of energy to persist throughout the show. So I'm Ryan, Comrade Bubbles, as you can see beneath the webcam. I'm not the official representative of Onyx Path, just a fan that they've given this platform to, and I am still incredibly grateful that they've done so. I do experience muscle tics, spasms, call them what you will. I know there's technically different things that can result in twitching, slurred speech, stuttering, especially if I'm speaking quickly because I'm nervous like I am right now. I do also struggle with multiple trains of thought, but please do, as you can see right here, this side of my face, please do feel free to ask anything about running, playing, writing, what have you, role-playing games in general, and I guess Onyx Path games in particular, as that is why we are all here, because of our shared love for Onyx Path, in theory. Speaking of shared love for Onyx Path, and love for Onyx Path in general, as you are on Twitch, you might know about Twitch subscriptions. I believe September is still going on. September is like a yearly thing Twitch does with sponsors. This year, the sponsor is Capital One. And if you have never subscribed to the channel before, your first subscription is discounted. It's not free, it's discounted. And you can now subscribe in chunks of, I think, 3 or 6 months as well. And the more you subscribe in advance, the cheaper it is. Also, if you have a Amazon Prime account, you can link it to your Twitch account to get a Prime Gaming account, which gives you a monthly free subscription. That is how I support the Onyx Path channel. Alas, I say alas, I mean, it works out the same for Onyx Path. And the Prime Gaming subscription is exactly the same as a normal Tier 1 subscription, so you get all of the cool emotes and all of the benefits. The main one being videos on this, or streams on this channel are archived. You can watch them after the fact. But if you're not a subscriber, you have to wait a week to actually watch them. So if you want to watch them immediately, or like you come into the stream and you want to watch the beginning of the stream, if you aren't a subscriber, I'm sorry, you just have to wait. With regards to that, as usual, I will try to get this video up next Tuesday after last week's exclusivity for subscribers. Again, sorry, it usually takes a bit longer than the week. I forget and other stuff comes up because life is busy, yo. I do apologize. Okay, right, so start of show notes. As ever, really, if you want following the Monday meeting notes, I highly suggest that you do, or you make real good friends with someone who does. Because this is a fortnightly show, so you don't get my recap every week. But that's for this week's Monday meeting notes. The Scion Kickstarter has no link in there. I never understand why they don't include the links in the main body of the post. But if anyone wants the Kickstarter link for that, there we go. The main point being that the Scion Demigod Kickstarter is continuing apace. I think it's something like 300%. I've just noticed I'm dropping frames, so hopefully that's cool. Yeah, it's just over 300% funded with 16 days left, so, pretty good. Closing in on the solo play section of the Demigod Companion. If you're wondering why you should get Demigod if you already have Origin and Hero, not obviously it gives you the rules for playing as a Demigod, but it does add a couple of new Pantheons. Among them, the Bogovoy and Anana, I don't know, Babylonian Pantheon, and other cool stuff. Also, the art is amazing, and also in less Scion-related news, I know we do talk about non-Scion things when I'm streaming Scion content. The horror. I think it's only for 24 hours, but when this stream ends, in theory, assuming I can do time zone conversions properly, Scarred Lands, the player's guide, will be free on DriveThruRPG. The link's in the Monday meeting notes. Scarred Lands is a D&D 5e OGL campaign setting / game of its own. Everything's a bit more hardcore, so player race. If you're used to 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, the player races for Scarred Lands are a bit more beefier. They get an extra trait or two. In fact, it does actually point that out in the character creation chapter. But hey, you can play as a horse person, so what's not to like? Those are the two main takeaways. Also, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom to the the project update, there is a sneaky announcement of a Scion sourcebook called Once and Future, which I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed on the Discord at this point that it's Arthurian stuff with Welsh stuff thrown in as well. So if you like King Arthur or you like Welsh mythology, highly recommend it. Keeping an eye on it at least, because I don't know what it's about. Again, I don't work for Honest Path. I'm not involved in any way. It's got a 3-word title, and the freelancers on the Honest Path Discord and the Sound channel seem pretty hype about it. So get hype too, I guess. I think that's it. Aside to say that if the Demigod Kickstarter does fund the solo play section, whenever it comes out, I might end up doing something for the Storypath Nexus for solo play. Who knows? Obviously, it takes me a while to do a single one of these adventures. I'm in week 6. This is episode 6, and we're still on Pantheon creation. So who knows? But it's a ride. It's definitely a ride, and I hope you're all enjoying it with me. My word is there we go. As in my copy of Office Word, not my word. The gasp was playing up. Okay, standard recap doesn't really apply, again, because we're not writing an adventure. That will all come in later. Inkborn Pantheon. So Pantheon creation, I did a bit of market research, by which I mean I asked on the Honest Path Discord what people would prefer. And the general consensus is that people want this Pantheon separate to the adventure it's going to be supporting. So once I finish the Pantheon, I will, at some point, no promises, I still wish to do the Chronicles of Darkness game, adventure. I will tidy it up, put it in the proper template, throw art at it, and then release it. Pay what you want. So you can use the Inkborn in your own games. Now, so far, all we've actually done is principal members and like the principal members, including aliases, callings, purviews, and then the overworld, the underworld, and 2 terra incognitae. For the Inkborn being a pantheon, or a non-mythical pantheon of modern literary archetypes. That's what I was trying to say. Why would those words not pop into my brain pan? So you might be wondering, hey, how can they have titans or titanspawn or even a religion if they are in a never mind birthrights, if they're a non-mythical pantheon? And today we're going to get started on that. I've alluded to this before in that I've outright said how they have titans. So, not an illusion. I lied to you once more. Why is my mouse scrolling? I'm not actually touching it. I think I need a new mouse. I think it's possessed. Anyone know a mouse exorcist? Yes, so Titans. As I've mentioned, they're modern literary archetypes. Now, The Truth, for example. Professor James Moriarty. Obviously, traditionally a villain or an antagonist. Poirot. A hero, but has several qualities of an antagonist. Also, there's other antagonists further up. I'm not going to go through them all, but this serves my point that not every god's alias is a protagonist in the stories. So Titans, perhaps you can see where I'm going with this. If you are in fact a mouse exorcist, you can help with that. Why Saint Doppler? Thank you. It could also be the fact that I paid £20 for it about 3 years ago, and I've used it pretty much every day. I think it's time that the scroll wheel... I mean, the scroll wheel's been playing up for a while, but... I could probably just do it getting a new mouse at some point soon. But it still works, is the thing. Anyway, that's by the by. I need a new brain. Titans. Most of... And here's why we'll laugh at my... my typing ability. Let's in fact reword the sentence. Much as with other pantheons, distinction between God and Titan. Brave surgeon in international waters. Hell yeah, Great Cthulhu. I'll wake you up when the stars are right, and we'll have some fun. Distinction between God and Titan is blurred among the Inkborn. All right, that's the. Google Docs rare autocorrect popping up. a lot. If you have never been to the stream before, this is really it. It's just me talking, random stuff, typing, usually narrating when I'm typing. So please, I beg you, save me from my voice, or save yourselves from my voice, and either leave or just ask questions, talk, chat, whatever. Obviously, I can't force you to do audience participation because that's just weird and wrong on so many levels. But this is a community show, and I like to help. Yeah, really, that's it. The show's going to take as long as it takes for me to write the content. I'm here just to, hang out with chat really, and write some stuff to demonstrate how how you can go about writing community content, or how not to, if that as the case may be. It's Blood Monk the Inkborn. Unlike other pantheons, Born draw. No. We appreciate you. Thank you, Sundoppler. I appreciate you. Specifically you. No, I appreciate everyone in chat. Everyone lurking. Everyone who watches this after the fact. Draw no meaningful distinction. It's like 2 hours of me typing, so I have to make it entertaining somehow. And obviously I started a bit late, but I do try to stick to the 2 hour slot that Honest Path have given me. Not that there's anything on after this. Actually, I think there's something on after this. We'll find out at the end of the stream. Between God and Titan, as they know too well the ease at which one can become a villain. Basically, you either die a hero, live long enough to see yourself a villain, and hopefully live long enough to see yourself become a hero again. As they know too well the ease at which one can become a villain. As such, there are no... I don't know. I'm capitalizing Titans. I think it's lowercase in the rulebook. That's something to check when I go through and proof it. When I edit it. As such, there are no formal Titans in this pantheon. Only antagonistic versions of its members. Okay. Oh, right, then it's a comma. Oh, look, I'm highlighting. How did that happen? Keyboard shortcuts. Learn them. They're useful. Or not. Depends if you spend as much time typing as I do. So, I guess... I'm not going to provide aliases for these. I'm just going to provide the Titanic Virtue and the... the purview they have access to when they're in it. Why does he... While I'm typing this chat, also that's autocorrect could have saved me there. Just over this to chat. Do you think it would A, be more useful, or I guess not useful is the wrong word. Better, I guess. Easier to use if I included the purview they had access to when in Titan form, or just say they have access to any of their godly purviews, like a single one of their godly purviews. Truth and a warrior. I'm just going to check something because I can never remember which way round it is. Pretty sure the double L is the British English spelling though. And while this loads, I'm going to have a quick sip of my drink. Yes, and British English appears to be the double L. So I actually need to update this title. I go backwards and forwards on this. No. Which is really annoying because Traveller is actually the name of one of my Patreon tiers. I'm not actually going to go into that because it's not related to sound in any way. Suffice to say that I really should know how to spell this word by now, and I always forget which way around it is. I probably missed at least one instance of the word Traveller there. But that's why you do a first draft and then you go back and do a second draft. Or, you edit it. Okay, so these need to be heading 3. Bear with me while I format this properly. I've said it before, and I'll say it again to the point that my Zara is probably sick of hearing it, but formatting is very important. It helps incredibly when working on large... to be fair, this is going to be probably 25, 30 pages when I'm done, so I guess that's a largish document. Formatting correctly really helps with navigation of documents. Right, and then open the PDF for that sweet, sweet list of Titanic virtues. Titanic virtues? That's the wrong word entirely. I forgot that bookmark doesn't work. Where is it? Purviews. Titanic purviews? Anuna, that's it. That's the Pantheon name I was trying to think of. It might be in the wrong book. How do alphabets work? Titans, Code of Freedom gets... No. 46, 47? Oh, that's not the right place. Oh, I had it last time. Okay. Is there any... I don't think there's any guidance in the companion, but... may as well try, right? Whoop. Titans and other beings. That's, like, super helpful. Considering I can never actually remember, because where are those? Is it just in the purviews? Am I completely overthinking this as usual? Because I thought there was like a list of the 4 purviews that Titans have access to. Purview's the wrong word again. Why can I never remember where it is? I thought I'd written it down, but when I was checking my notes earlier, I had not. I had not. Ah, there we go. Titans can belong to pantheons like their spawn, they conform to myths of the gods, filter, and energy through cultural lenses. Titans have virtue. Yeah, Titanic virtues. There we go. Fecundity, rapacity, submission, and dominance. It's because I always look for a sidebar, and it's not a sidebar. They're just like in the body of the text. Rosie Rexit, I am indeed creating my own pantheon. Hello, I will try not to make you wince too much. Right, so. Yes. So I think the way I'm going to handle it is we'll have a sentence or two describing how each Titan is Titanic, or it's like a Titanic version of the god that it. Look, it's going to happen. I throw out enough terrible jokes that one of them is going to make you wince. Yeah, but let's have a small summary of how each one functions when they're a Titan as opposed to a god, and then slap a Titanic virtue on each one, along with the purview that they have access to. What is that train? Former high train conductor. Cool. Congrats. Right. So the adventurer. Unleashed from their moral restraints, adventurer is a thrill seeker without comparison. Without equal? I'd say without equal. Seems to work better. Natural curiosity and drive to tread new ground, combined with a lack of remorse concerning the injury and or death of what they perceive to be lesser beings. I know it's spelled incorrectly, don't worry. I had a real struggle focusing on my monitor, if I'm being completely honest. Means that they will walk over or through any impediment. Titanic virtue. Purview. Would you believe that when I'm... Obviously this is, as I've said it many times, but this is obviously an extended look at the process. Because like clearly I wouldn't be stopping and starting to talk and to answer questions and stuff were I doing this myself. But I do sing to myself. I don't sing very well, so like I hate myself for it, but I do sing to myself on certain words, and I don't know why. It just happens. Yeah, so the example Titans have one purview and two... Yeah, one purview, two virtues. Also, they appear to be the other way around in the examples in the book, so let's get some parity going on. There we go. And then, just to save time later, stupid scroll wheel, scroll down, not up, you fool. Oops. I wasn't even close to where I was clicking. Oh, I see what's happened there. There's actually no line there. There we go. Oh, whoops. I was like, wait, isn't another one I'm on? Sure was. Sure was. But because I've got the headings, I can click between the two. Right, let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where are their purviews? There they are. Let's go with wild. And their 2 Titanic virtues will be... Where did that list go? It's in Hero, not Origin. Wait, is it? There we go. The Titans exhibit 1 creative, 1 destructive virtue, no matter what pantheon, myth, legend they belong to. If they're civilized, they exchange 1 Titanic virtue for 1 pantheon virtue. Cool. Okay. I haven't actually set any pantheon virtues, is the thing. So let's just check current examples. Oh, right, yes, of course. I will need to set that, won't I? Where does that traditionally fall in the write-ups? After all this stuff, apparently. Alright, I need a real quick setup of Pantheon Path section. That's fine, right? I mean, they're always at the end of the thing, so yeah, we'll do it here. I'll just copy and paste. And Pantheon Path, and so we need Pantheon skills, or the virtues, and obviously the purview. Path skills. I'll just include the purview in the turn section. However, path skills will be culture. I'm not crossing character sheets, right? Culture is a thing. Did I go the wrong way? Sure did. Why doesn't no one ever bookmark the character sheet in the PDF? Let's say culture and not really occult figures, so occult wouldn't make sense. Leadership, maybe, because they're either the lead antagonist or the lead protagonist. Empathy, because reading a lot will allow you to empathize. I think leadership. I think they all have enough kind of a tone of leadership within their stories, within the roles that they perform within their stories. The leadership works. So culture and leadership are the path skills. Right, virtues. I don't want to use the word nihilism because it's, 1, overused by people who don't necessarily use it correctly, and 2, I don't want people to misinterpret it. So, fatalism is already taken, but these are literary archetypes. They know the story will end eventually. So, what about something like a short-term, long-term? Like short-sighted versus forward-thinking. And then for my own notes, I will obviously elaborate upon these when we get to them. Short-sighted. Born. Know all stories. Missed. Underrated game series. Must end. So many live in the moment. Forward thinking. End of a story. Does not mean another will not begin. Which, incidentally, if anyone is like me and is interested in a wide variety of things, death card in tarot does not always mean death. Personal peeve. Like, I don't particularly subscribe to tarot. It's great as a writing tool, but it usually just means an end that can be a beginning. So now I've ruined everyone's perception of occult symbology in pretty much every TV show and movie. Anyway, Titanic virtues, and don't get me started on voodoo and the Loire. Short-sighted. That would appear to be the destructive virtue. Like with the Tower's transitional card. Oh gosh, the Tower. Yeah, kind of same with the Devil. Oh, I think it's just the transitional cards and like the Devil, obviously less of a transition, but they just have like a really bad reputation that's completely unwarranted because change is necessary. What was I clicking? Right, 45. So we've got the destructive card, so need a creative. Yeah, we'll go fecundity. Mostly because it's a great word to say. I don't think I've really covered my whole mouthfeel thing on this in this show, but I like words that are good to say. It's numbers and suits that can be the most brutal. 9 of Swords, which is like the card of my life, but there we go. Again, if you subscribe to that kind of thing. I wonder how the creator is. Free from the in a Titanic form, creator is the typical absent-minded scientist. Let's just let's say scientist. Begin one. And obviously you can replace scientist with artist, and I'm going to try and convey that. Or I could just slash. I just didn't want to repeat creative. I didn't want to say creative because creator's already there. They begin one project bare moments after the previous one has finished, and even then, their understanding of the word finished and anyone else's are likely to differ. I like the word scanned. Danger when encountering creator like this is less in bodily harm, and more the side effects of their work. Right, so I don't know why I put the space in, because Purview and Titanic Base is already there. I am going to touch on something briefly after this. Artistry or Forge? I think Forge. And again, short-sighted. Also, probably Fecundity? Oh. Stupid mouse wheel. No, let's do it the other way. They're always thinking of something else, so they're forward-thinking. Oh, right, I need to include design notes about why they've got each thing. Rapacity. Creator at their heart is driven to make things. For the future, this is reflected in their forward-thinking virtue. You know what? Let's just make this a clause. Readability. Reflects in their forward-thinking virtue. Regardless of the consequences of unending creation. Forge and rapacity. Why capitalize? Why would you do that? I mean, it's my fingers that I can blame. Again, people will be sick of hearing this, but I can't actually see the keyboard I'm using. It's under the desk so that the webcam doesn't shake too much. So there will be typos. I mean, there were typos anyway, and I don't think my rate's actually gone up since I started typing under the desk. It's a good thing I can touch type. But I like to make that excuse. The adventurer is little more than an animal in this form. Concerned only with exploration and the discovery of new untamed places and animals. I give them two because I can do what the core book do. Well, I say the core book. Beasts or wild. Depending on the story, phase of the moon, how many places they've seen recently, etc. Okay, right, as I was saying, talking about using tarot as a story prompt, writing prompt, there we go. The link here is randomness, by the way. I'm not actually going to talk about tarot on stream. Mostly because it's been a long time since I did any card reading, B studying of the card meanings. But when it comes to birthrights down here, and particularly things like if I'm going to be assigning any dot ratings, because I probably will. The examples given in the book are great, but like this is kind of like a here, have an introductory pantheon for this introductory adventure to Hero. complete with birthrights. What I'll be doing is huge nerd. In the Origin and Hero Kickstarter, picked up the dice set, which if you haven't seen them before, they're pretty cool. They are just simple grey D10, where the 10 is a Pantheon symbol. Some of them haven't shrunk very well, some of them look really cool, but I'll be rolling a D10 to determine kind of how many of each birthright category I'll be creating. So divide the result by 2, minimum of 1. But equally, if you're like me and you want a character really quickly, you don't spend too long agonizing over which Pantheon, etc., you can just roll all of them. Only applies to Hero and Origin, because obviously with the new Pantheons added in the Companion and the Pantheons being added in Demigod, then the dice just don't cover those. But you can roll all of them, and then whichever's highest, you just use that Pantheon. So that's pretty cool. They aren't all dark green either, like this. They're all different colours. They're cool. If you like collecting dice, or if you don't have any D10, there are worse dice out there to get. And as I say, the 10s are Pantheon symbols. I particularly like the Tuatha Days harp, but that's because I'm a massive Tuatha fanboy, so there we go. Yeah, put that away. That's how I'll be. So whenever I get around to doing birthrights, if you see me kind of looking down and going, okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm just rolling dice to generate random values. But there we go. I think I was going to mention something else you could do with the dice to generate stuff, but I really can't remember. Cool dice though. Anyway, what was I doing? The Guardian. How long do I have left? Ooh, 40 minutes in. That's wow. I think these usually end up being like an hour and 50, because I try to do like a 5-minute intro and outro. So we've still got about an hour and 10 minutes to go, which hopefully I'll get down to the bottom of this list in that time, but who knows? Again, as always, feel free to ask questions. The Titanic Guardian is a rebel without a cause. Typically, the Guardian is... Why can I not type that word? Probably because I can't focus properly on the monitor, but there we go. Typically, the Guardian is only encountered in this state as a result of their chosen ward. Topic of the loss of whatever they were guarding is an even better way of putting it. As an antagonist, little a, not big A. Big A is like hostile NPC. They are without mercy and hope, intent on making up for their own mistake. Purview. What purviews do? Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down. There we go. Chaos, Darkness, Fortune, Health, Order, Prosperity, and Sun. Also, space there. Health. It's up to the story guide to figure out how that becomes Titanic. I mean, I can think of several ways, but kind of they could trigger people, so I'm not going to mention. I'm not going to actually verbalize them. I guess that's fecundity and short-sighted again. Fecundity. Don't know why. It's just a really fun word to say. Right, I need to check something in the actual purview. I've gone the wrong way. There we go. It's gonna be somewhere around here. Forge, Frost. Not too far. Yeah. Cool. Oh, hey, let's just get rid of that bot. I'm bad. That is the first time in checks notes. 28 weeks. Plus a couple, because I did the sound actual play in the middle, that I've had to swing the banhammer on this channel, so that's cool. I guess my streak had to come to an end eventually, right? Actually, I reckon that just bot message is going around Twitch again, I guess. Would not be surprised to find it on my channel later. Guardian as an antagonist. Big A, deliberate choice. It's concerned only with preventing violence, sickness, and death. Ending violence, sickness, and death, heedless of the manner in which they bring this about. So it is reflected by their purview and virtues. Nope. Okay, we're good. The Hunger. So the Hunger, anyone who's been here before, I say before, anyone who's here for the, I think like the last 4 streams of A Rude Awakening may recall that the Hunger is the Titan working behind the scenes in the linked adventures I'm writing, in its guise as Sweeney Todd and a need for vengeance. Few threats are as also, I should point out, if you can think of any way to improve what I've written or anything I've said or offer an alternative viewpoint, please do. Ghost of Cinders, thank you for that subscription. Wow, it still says Twitch Prime. They've rebranded and everything. But thank you for the subscription. Yeah, please do. Like, I can only put my own perspective on things and my own interpretation of rules and mechanics onto things. And obviously, we all have our own unconscious biases. This will never be. I'm pretty sure all my products will prepare what you want, unless chat never inputs anything. In which case, I feel okay charging for that. But because obviously there is chat input in this, I don't want to take money for other people's ideas, even though I do try to credit by uploading the video archives. I'm open to criticism and suggestions, is what I was trying to say. Anyway, few threats are as chilling as the hunger. When their darker side moves to the fore. They are single-minded in their... Hydrate. Squamous Beauty. 1. Heckin' good name. 2. You're right. I have started to suspect that my own Twitch channel, people just tell me to hydrate because of the cute mug. It's Stitch. But it's a decent size, so... they are single-minded in their pursuit of whatever their goal is. Oops. And, sorry, I've just noticed something weird on the Twitch layout. Anyway. Overtide, anyone who gets in their way. Is not to say they are incapable of long-term planning. Or unwilling to work with others. Of course. Of course. It's a linked sentence, so semicolon works. They will do whatever is necessary. To make their vision of the world come true. Which, again, I mentioned this before, but this will involve a Kraken. Mostly because I really like Krakens, and also Krakens make ink, or squid make ink. Krakens are a giant squid. This is the ink born. Ink is a drug. You get where I'm going with this. I just wanted a Kraken, and I can rationalize it, so we're having a Kraken. I have been thinking about this, actually. I think the final scene will be a Kraken fight in an abandoned aquarium. Okay, a Kraken fight in an aquarium closed to the public, let's say. Purview, probably chaos. Let's face it. They don't have chaos. Of course, they have chaos. In which case, passion. Couldn't remember if I'd given them chaos. I guess I did not. Although again, this is all first draft stuff. It may change in editing. I think submission for definite, which I believe to be a destructive. Oh, hey, cool. That wasn't what I wanted to do in the slightest with this PDF. What is that emote? Okay. Cute dog. Yeah, submission is destructive. Oh, let's just go dominance and submission. No. Dominance and rapacity. For reference, his name is Chaos. See, Bob, please. That makes more sense. But thank you for clarifying. Yeah. Yeah, dominance and rapacity. Why am I opening all of the wrong windows? There we go. Chaos. Chaos. Chaos is great. There aren't no good story. What? There isn't a good story without a bit of chaos thrown in. Conflict feeds drama, feeds into more conflict. Feeds into better drama, feeds into players crying over character sheets. Anyway, not that I advocate killing player characters. Last dog what came out bleeding. You're not wrong. Exactly. I hope you know that you're okay and that the injury wasn't too serious. This is Scion, which uses a version of the story path system, which is Onyx Path's like in-house system. Very minor. Good. Glad to hear it. It's a D10 pool-based system, which is why the licensed dice set is all D10. Yep, 10-sided dice. And it's really cool. It's very cinematic. It's not as defined as other games are, so a lot of it is left up to player and story guide interpretation, and it lets you tell really cool stories. Sound particularly as you play the Children of Gods. What we're doing right now is creating a new pantheon of gods and their associated antagonists. More RP, less mechanics, exactly. To the point where, kind of, as the story guide, I prompt you for a certain approach to a role, but you actually define which dice pool. You define your dice pool. You persuade me, and I'm, like most story guides, I imagine, very happy to be persuaded with some weird combinations. If you want to see it in action, there are plenty of Scion actual plays on the channel, on the Onyx Path YouTube channel, and there is a short one on my own YouTube channel that I ran on this channel. Anyway, feel free to ask more questions. I will answer questions. People in chat will answer questions. Everyone will answer questions, and hopefully ask more questions, and we'll have a meaningful conversation. With their singular focus on passion, the temptation could be to interpret hunger as an angry titan. Really? Angfi? Oh, I see why. I guess like Titanic pug. Rule of cool, nor will be well. Exactly. Hey, you follow the rule of cool. That's how you get enhancements from me. Or extra momentum if you fail, I guess. Soul Purview is linked more to their urge to complete their goal than any one emotion. Their virtues reflect their ability to inspire similar emotions in others, or otherwise encourage other beings to help them. So, continuing the example, where's it? There it is. Continuing the example, Road Trip to Science Fantasy game before it fills up. Well, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. I'm the other end of the spectrum. Everyone I know plays D&D and nothing else. Although, hopefully, after my Call of Cthulhu game reaches its kind of first story beat, we'll swap over to Scion for a short bit. Or our Monster Hearts game. One of the two. Yeah, following the example given, as I've said, the Hunger is the Titan antagonist, what have you, behind the events of the Chronicle that I'm writing on this channel. They are using street gangs to push drugs, to get people hooked, to encourage them to basically overthrow the established order in a form of extreme kind of vengeance for something that has happened that I will probably decide on when God comes out. Which makes it sound like they're in the closet. When Silent God is released, shall we say. There we go. Guess we're trying to get a game of something not 5 for about a year now. You may have to hang around. If you hang around long enough, one of the bots will drop a link for the Onyx Path Discord server. There's usually there's a looking for group channel in it. I am also a GM for hire, but I know some people don't agree with paying for games, and obviously that's all based around availabilities and stuff. Just wanted to throw that out there. I don't, in case anyone wants to. But I totally respect people who don't want to pay for games. I have also heard of the Fansign Discord server, but I struggle with Discord as it is. It's like with any social media, I'm terrible at it. So there's a reason I'm really only active on my own Discord server and the Onyx Path server. Anyway, the Innocent. I think as an antagonist, the Innocent's more a trickster and a corrupter. Few non-divine tricksters are as effective. Hang on, did I give... Helps if you have the mouse in the right place. Yeah, they're already a trickster. Cool. I'll probably go beauty. So they are a divine trickster. So that's not going to work as an opening sentence. Few Pantheons have a trickster as malicious as the Innocent when they are cast into the role of Titan. Oh, just Roll20's handling of game listings in general is really awkward. As someone who has tried to advertise on the site. What was I going to say? Also, if I ever espouse a problematic view, please do call me on my, BS. I can't change if I don't know where I'm falling down. While there is an audience. I keep meaning to say this. I don't think I've said it once in the 28 streams of non-actual play material. Please feel free to challenge my beliefs if you think they're wrong. I'm happy to be challenged. If you'd rather have it privately, obviously Whispers or Twitter, at Comrade Bubbles on Twitter, or Discord, also Comrade Bubbles. Man, I'm hitting all those self-promotion beats today. I feel like I'm cheapening myself. A few Pantheons have a trickster as malicious as the Innocent when they are cast into the role of the Titan. Try to set up a Cypher game on Roll20 and yep. I mean, I'm running a V5 game on Roll20. Imposter Syndrome, oh boy, howdy do I get Imposter Syndrome. It's great. I tried running advertising for a V5 campaign, Chronicle, on Roll20, and it succeeded, but apparently no one saw it until a couple of days before the game went live, which is weird. But yes, I suffer terribly from Imposter Syndrome. Which, as a GM for hire, streamer, and content creator in general, is, I think, pretty par for the course actually, but also sucks. Got tomorrow 20 bookshelf. Started joining every Discord server I could find for the various games there. Hey, that works. There's a game I want to play called Unity. I just can never find people to play it. It's like D&D 4th edition, but good. I mean, I liked 4th edition, don't get me wrong, but it's actually a role-playing game rather than tabletop miniatures game. Anyway, stop casting shade. Go back to Onyx Path material. Less concerned with teaching lessons. I'm more concerned perverting people's ideals or corrupting them in other ways. Don't think I know Unity. Oh, it's. I mean, as long as I'm, writing the content, it should be fine to talk about whatever I want to talk about. It takes D&D 4th edition's, like the power card system. No, you're thinking of Unreal. And puts it into a game system where all of the players act together, all of the non-players act together, all the player characters act together, all the GM players, all the GM characters act together. And a lot of the powers have synergy with each other, so it encourages cooperative combo play. Like, one class does more damage the further it moves, and one class can throw them really far. It's really cool. It's dark fantasy, so if you're looking for non-D&D, it's maybe not your thing, but it's a really cool cinematic idea. Also has mechs and blood magic, so what's not to like? Derives a perverse pleasure from setting people up to fall from great heights. That's not even close to the word heights, you fool. Either literally or figuratively. Always need more blood magic. Unstable Deus. Unstable Deus. You are completely right. Also, yes, that is a very Tremere or Banu Hakim thing to say. Hakim? I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah, I think Purview is going to be Deception, let's face it. I can't think of another one that would be closer to being a Trickster. Titanic Virtues will be forward-thinking. They're a planner. They think ahead. And obviously, of course, you might just be a member of the Circle of the Chrome and their crack. I think Dominance. Yes. No, it's because I've been treating forward thinking as like the creative aspect, and the desire to let deception grow and consume everything in their path is like they're a trickster. They want to be they want to be tricking everyone else, not to just get everyone to be tricking people. So I think dominance, like spreading their own energy across the world, makes more sense to me. Also, if anyone does want to try Scion and has access to Hero, Origin even, Origin being the core book, with the actual core rules in. I do have a Pay What You Want introductory adventure on DriveThruRPG. There is also a quick start adventure on DriveThruRPG, although the quick start, from my understanding of things, uses like a slightly earlier version of the rules from what was published, so there'll be some discrepancies. Also, I realized I can just move the chat out of the way and see the schedule, and I can in fact confirm that at 9 PM EDT there is a Demigod game on the channel, so I've got time to overrun a smidge. Anyway, the innocent when playing the villain. This only to manipulate others for their own amusement. What? To manipulate others for their own amusement. Reflected in their purview and virtues. Please stop scrolling up, mouse wheel. Stop it. Stop it. There we go. Now scroll up. There we go. Okay. The narrator's going to be the awkward one. I was dreading getting to the narrator. So. Let's go back up to their entry. See what they have in terms of callings and purviews. Okay, so the narrator, obviously, as a god, they narrate there. John Watson, Randolph Carter, Scheherazade. Is Sion a mechanical successor to Exalted? Not as far as I'm aware. I think does Exalted use the story guide system? I don't play Exalted. 3rd edition. I played 2nd briefly. It was great. Following all those D10. But no, I don't think so. But I'm sure someone else can give a clearer answer. Does Exalted 2 use Storyteller? Just a cleaner version of the Storyteller system, I guess. Some parallels between the stunts come to mind. Yeah. Not that there's really stunts in Sion anymore. Well, I mean, there are, but they're different in a way. But again, I haven't played 3rd edition Exalted. I know that stunts in 2nd edition, or what I was told was stunts in 2nd edition, were just extra dice for your pool based on your description of what you were doing. Whereas in this, stunts are what you spend your successes on. I'll be honest, I'm excited about Exalted Essence purely because it won't... Well, you could build a house with Exalted 3E. The book's that thick, you could use it as a house, as building material. Essence seems the way forwards if you're interested, but, you know, not willing to have to lift weights to open the book. Had that reversing head start. No worries, no worries. These things happen. I do it quite frequently, especially when I'm talking about Masquerade. I'll talk about Requiem mechanics, and talk about Requiem, I'll talk about Masquerade mechanics. Anyway, narrator. I will go back and load, change all the uppercase T's to lowercase t's, don't worry, at some point. As a Titan, the narrator... There we go. Is the archetypal... unethical observer. They are driven by a lust for secrets. Both finding, both the discovery and the sharing. I realize discovery has no Y. Don't worry about it. I'll fix it on the day. Oh wait, today is the day. Okay, I'll fix it. There we go. I think the needs to be there. Both the discovery and sharing of hidden truths. and will use any method need to find what is obscured. It's Lost and Dreaming as well, which makes less sense as you're in a weekly Lost game. I'm in a weekly Masquerade game. I mean, I'm running a weekly Masquerade game, I should say. There's any method they need to find what is obscured. I'll fix that at second draft stage. Right now, I don't have inclination to do so. This results in a being who knows far more about you. No, let's not address the reader. It is capable of breaking governments on a whim. It's held in check only by the desire to learn more powerful secrets. Purview. Oh, let's go stars. Again, forward thinking. You know what? I think fecundity. No, wait. I've been treating forward thinking as the creative. Rapacity. There we go. Nope. Rapacity. No, rapacity. Man, some of the typos that happen on the stream, they're great. Stars. Purview reflects narrator's position as an outside observer. Whilst their virtues represent their ability to plan ahead with the secrets they uncover. And the need to learn everything, which I 100% understand. It's compulsive. I try not to do it on these streams, but on my own streams, it's kind of, on my channel. It's not unknown for me to pause whatever I'm playing at the time to go on a short data search to answer a question someone in chat has asked, or to figure something out that's occurred to me. Super annoying for everyone involved, including me, but it's compulsive. I can't not do it. The Stranger. Do I have two aliases for the Stranger? Oh no, we're all good. I guess Journeys. Oh, well, obviously with the Stranger. Yeah, of course. No community survives. Scathed when the Stranger is an antagonist. I'll probably reword these to not use the word antagonist, but for now, this is, as I've mentioned several times, just beat that dead horse into submission. first draft, and I just want to get my thoughts down onto paper, so that when I do come back to it, I know what I was trying to say. I've learned that the hard way. Do not make notes. Write things out in full. No community survives unscathed when the stranger is an antagonist, much like a Galateid Promethean. I'm not actually going to put that, because different game line, entirely different property, license entirely. Stranger enjoys making everyone outcast in society find themselves in, whether convincing we don't have a homeowners associations in the UK. Can someone confirm or deny if that's how where the apostrophe goes? Homeowners associations leadership. As I say, to exclude members at weekly barbecues, or the members of an acting troupe to fall out with each other. Just realised how long that sentence would be if I added another comma, clause. Purview's probably gonna be chaos. Someone recently suggested TTRPG, but it's Crusader King sent the office of a homeowner association. Well, that does sound terrifying. Homes and Humans. There you go, there's your name. Yeah, chaos. You don't think there's an apostrophe at all? Okay. And then... Right, I definitely think this is a submission thing. As the destructive. And then dominance as the creative. If you haven't figured out by now, the 2 asterisks represent a design note or like a sidebar. Although there won't be sidebars for this because it'll break it up too much, so I might just include them as like in text inserts. Anyway. Stranger's sole aim as a Titan is to sow discord among the communities. Find themselves in. You'll also have noticed, no doubt, that I've made no mention of a prison for these Titans. I'm going to address this probably when I've done all of them. I'll go back up to the top. But essentially, they're too young as a pantheon to have a prison for their Titans. But equally, their Titans aren't as powerful as other Titans. So it kind of balances out. All aren't as powerful as other Titans yet. Much better. They find themselves in by I guess flooding the people around them with chaos and distrust. It's bringing them closer to the stranger. And further from their friends. Or frieds, as I very nearly put. Okay. How long do I have left? About 15 minutes. Should have enough time to finish the Titans. Like the Adventurer, the Titanic, Traveller, is driven by their innate nature to roam and explore regardless of the consequences. Unlike the Adventurer. Unlink. That's a pretty cool character name, actually. Unlink. Anyway. Unlike the Adventurer, Traveller is as likely to open gates into / create Terra Incognitae or Axis Mundi and leave them open as they wander the world beyond. The Titans will become more powerful once Hollywood inevitably tries to make another League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That is true. That is very true. Here's the thing about the film, okay? Like, I like the graphic novels. Film, obviously, terrible adaptation of the graphic novel, but entirely watchable in its own right. But then again, I'm not a very critical person, so like, why do I even do video game reviews? But I don't know, there's just something about it. It's cheesy and watchable. Terrible adaptation, though. Much prefer the graphic novels. Or trade paperback? I guess it's collected trade paperback I read. Purview. I guess Journeys again. I didn't want to repeat Purviews. It's a fine film when judged as a merit but a terrible adaptation. Oh, good. I've evinced, is that the right word? I think it is. Espoused that opinion before, and I was severely disagreed with, let's say. I don't know, I haven't used Journeys. So I'm glad I'm not alone in that. Again, short-sighted. And glad I'm not alone in that opinion, shall we say. The Traveller is as a Titan is seems many of Moore's works get less than great adaptations. You aren't wrong. When used as Titan, or portrayed, let's say, as a Titan, Traveller's Wanderlust is contagious rapacity and causes people to I enjoyed Watchmen, but again, like, quite different from the source material. But also, cheesy and watchable. When portrayed as that, the Traveler's Wanderlust is contagious and causes people to travel without making adequate preparation. People / denizens / beings to travel without making adequate preparations. Leading to many encounters between predators and unprepared wanderers. Again, like, that sentence totally isn't fine, but I'll spend like 5 minutes agonizing over it in the second draft and it'll be somewhat usable afterwards. Unaware of this as it falls. It does not concern their own travels. Well, I've just made the Pied Piper of Hamelin into a Titan, haven't I? Oh well, that happened. You see a great tweet about how Maud's vision of the future is too optimistic because clear global catastrophe doesn't bring us together. Global catastrophe is bringing most of us together. But there are always going to be people who are happy to blame others or act selfishly as someone who probably shouldn't be exposed because of lung problems. I feel strongly about this, and I'm going to shut up now. The truth. Well, the truth. Truth is always a double-edged sword. So here's a question for you. I don't think there's an answer. There's a question nonetheless. So a knife is a single-edged blade, and a single-edged short blade. A dagger is a double-edged short blade. Is it equivalent for a sword? Because obviously you can get single-edged swords and double-edged swords. But is there like a word that's specifically for one or the other, or is it just sword? It's like all sheaths are scabbards, but not all scabbards are sheaths or something. Anyway, the truth is always a double-edged sword. And this is sword use for both. Cool. Thank you. No more evidence. There we go. That's what I was going for. Than when the truth is cast as a Titan. Their grasp of secrets and their use is comparable to the narrators, but where the narrator seeks to uncover the truth in order to I note those who like blade weapons too much. A Messer is always single-edged. Well, cutlasses and scimitars are always single-edged as well because they're designed to have like the momentum behind them of like horseborne combat and stuff. guess any kind of curved blade like that would make more sense to be single-edged. Anyway. Truth genuinely believes they are helping the world by exposing everything. Purview. Oh, hey, do they have order? They do. Order. Titanic virtues. Short-sighted. Did I get it the wrong way around again? No, dominance is the creative one. Truth is concerned only with civilization and the continued its continued existence. Curved blade, for whatever reason, is curved. Will almost always be single edged. This allows for easy construction, as the spine is easy accessible as being in the middle of the blade. You know what? That's true. I hadn't even considered the practical considerations of smithing. Truth is concerned only with civilization and its continued existence as a Titan. Order. But its methods... Sorry, but their methods... I was thinking about it as in like truth the thing, not truth the being. Which is something I've been struggling with throughout writing this Pantheon. There were parts where I went, you know what, I may have made a mistake. But nope, I'm continuing on because I'm just that stubborn. Anyway, but their methods are destructive, short-sighted, and do not allow for anyone else. Dominance. To rule. The warrior. Blood will always be spilled. When the warrior is the villain of the story. Trying to finish this so that this entire stream will just be of Titans and I can move on next time to Titan Spawn, which will be fun. Kraken. And other things. And I should point out, there are Kraken in Titanomachy, I believe. I've deliberately not read the book. And I won't read it until I've created my own Kraken. Just so that there's no cross-pollination of ideas. There's no influence. It is wholly my own creation. And unfortunately, you only have my word to take on that. So, yeah, cool. Blood will always be spilled when the warrior is the villain of the story. Or a being of violence. Unpredictability. That's not even, anyway, close. There we go. And death. Main difference between the warrior as god and warrior as Titan. Is that the Titanic warrior lives only to make war. They do not care about causes or mercy. Purview. Would it surprise anyone? No. That joke would have worked way better had I been on the right line. Gosh darn it. Fecundity. Submission. I think submission was the destructive one, right? Yep. Oh, you know what? No, fecundity and rapacity. Also, for those of you still here, it's entirely possible I misinterpreted several of these virtues. It's just going to happen. I would, when I run through it again for editing, I will try to check. I don't think I really need an overly complex, detailed design note for the warrior. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Warrior exists purely to wage and encourage war. Ares doesn't like it. There we go. I hope that's mildly amusing, at least. Obviously, you could insert any war god. I was just thinking Ares there because of the DC interpretation of Ares in the Wonder Woman comics. Anyway, the young age of the Pantheon also means that there is no prison for the Titans to be trapped in beyond their relative lack of power. They will use agents, however, and remain viable antagonists in stories focusing on the Titanomachy. Oh, whoops. Ignore that. Accidentally hit F12. I was going for backspace. I missed. Okay. So, did everything I wanted to do today, which was just the Titans. So I'm pretty happy with that. So next stream, I mentioned earlier, this is a fortnightly stream. So next stream will be the 29th of September. We'll go into Titan Spawn. I'll use my templates to create 2 or 3 Titan Spawn that you can use, as well as some little bit of, info about them. Briefly discuss the quote-unquote religion of the Inkborn, and that they're non-mythical, so it's more just people super large literary fans. And then maybe get started on birthrights using the dice to randomly generate how many I'm doing and what their dot ratings will be. Mostly because I have no idea about how to even prepare or plan that kind of thing, and that gives me some guidance without setting in stone how much guidance. So again, Monday meeting notes are always the best place to check for kind of news and stuff about Onyx Path projects. Obviously, right now it's pretty much that one is almost entirely concerned with the Demigod Kickstarter that's going on for Silent Demigod, or for the Kickstarter that's going on for Silent Demigod. Something I meant to do at the start of the stream. Where is the thing? Is there a page count yet? Apart from 250. Okay. So. Bear with me. I know that sometimes just someone saying like this book has 250 pages doesn't really mean anything without context. So I'm going to try and provide context. So I think it's going to fall neatly between Origin and Hero in terms of page count. Yeah, so just for context, for reference, if you're worried, if you are on the fence and are debating like whether or not you have enough space for another hardback, one, the hardbacks they feel so good to hold. The materials they're made from are really sturdy. But two, Origin is 192 pages, and Hero is just shy of 340. So it falls in between the two. So you're looking at maybe an inch wide, inch thick, deep, what have you, if you are concerned about shelf space. I'd like to do that for every Kickstarter that Onyx Path do, because I know certainly a lot of my decisions are made based on, do I have room for this on my bookshelf? The answer is get more bookshelves, by the way. So there you go. As I said, they feel really good to hold, but I'm a very tactile person, so there we go. The Kickstarter is here as well. Talking about it, not dropping the link. There's the Kickstarter link. Again, over 300% funded, so it's going to be made. You're going to get the book, and they're releasing chapters as previews. So by the end of the campaign, in 16 days, so just after my next stream, you'll have, in theory, the whole working manuscript as it stands right now. If you came in at the end and want to see the beginning of the stream and you aren't subscribed, you'll have to wait a week, unfortunately. However, you can use your Twitch Prime, I guess the Prime Gaming. Free sub if you've got one to sub to the channel and get that good stuff, or you'll have to wait a week where it will be on the channel until deletion, which I'm assuming will be 60 days. And then at that point, the only place you'll be able to see this, along with all other past episodes, including my Scion Hero, keep saying Scion Hero, Scion Origin introductory adventure is up on my YouTube channel. It's Comrade Bubbles. If you have any lingering questions about any of this or want to discuss anything really, I do stream. I will be streaming after this in about half an hour's time on my own channel, twitch.tv/can you guess? Yes, it's Comrade Bubbles. And I'm reachable on Twitter at the same. If you are interested in Scion, later today at 9 PM Eastern, there is a... Sorry, I'm just trying to find another link to check something. Later today at 9 PM Eastern, there is a Scion Demigod from actual play from Vorpal Tales. I think I'm saying that right. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Yeah, from Vorpal Tales, who are also the folk behind the Technocracy Reloaded game on Mondays. If you want to see it in action. The Scarred Lands player guide, if you are interested in such things, it's a campaign setting, I guess, and slightly tweaked rule set for 5th edition D&D. Is free right now for 24 hours, so if you don't have it, what do you really have to lose? Obviously, you need a DriveThruRPG account to get it, but you don't have anything to lose. The PDF is free. Well, it's showing it's free for me anyway. I have read it. I own the PDF, and it's a really good setting. And I will in the future be doing some content for the Sluritian Vault on this show. I just need to get through this first. I say get through this like it's a bad thing. I love what I do. It's taking far longer than I thought it would, but hey, you get a Pantheon and an adventure. If I was smart, I'd just stop it after the Pantheon, take a break from Scion and do something else, but I'm not smart. I think that's it. Putting myself down aside. I've mentioned how you can reach me if you have lingering questions. Oh, also the Scion channel on the Discord server is really useful if you have questions about Scion. People are really quite friendly. So that's a good place to talk to the writers. I think that's everything. Links, self-promotion, Discord. The link I forgot. The books are quite hefty. Make sure you've got space, but they're pretty good all the same. Yeah, I think that's everything. So I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I'll be around in chat for like 5 or so minutes while the post-roll rolls with the branding for other stuff on the channel. If you do want to ask anything, then. But if you don't, hopefully you make it for my next stream in 2 weeks, and I'll see you around. Have a good one, everyone. And right now, I would say stay inside, but if you're in the path of the smoke clouds or the fire, please, get to safety and then stay inside. But stay safe and stay healthy, and I'll see you around.